I became a knight in Fallout London.
16! Sir Boris, finest swordsman in the world, and his brother, Sir Morris, the Big Knight!
Welcome to ye old Londinium, the Roman heart of Albion since refashioned, replacing an Arthurian time of saintly kings and honest chivalry, with double-decker bosses, Doctor Who, and whatever on God's green earth this thing is. Begone with this age of commercialism. The apocalypse has come and gone, and so today, amongst the ashes from the inside of this test tube, we will create a man fit to restore the England of old. My strength is 10, for I am a mighty sword wielder, or at least I wish to be, and my perception 1, for what need is there to see when I have honour and faith to guide my hand. My endurance will be a modest 5, to be improved through training, and a charisma and intelligence of 1. For obvious reasons. After all, I'm an Arthurian larper bringing a sword to a gunfight. My reflexes are quicker than most, with an agility of 9, and my luck is 1. Yet no matter the odds, I shall fight any ill-begotten fate with honour and grace. I picked the name Gawain after the Knight of the Round Table, and with Fallout London's improvements, we have the return of traits. I chose Acrobat, which grants me 10% more movement speed at the cost of losing 50 pounds of carry weight. However, with some good inventory management and our already maxed strength, this trait will be all upside, especially considering the extra movement speed, which will help a melee-based character. I will also choose Heavy-Handed, which increases our melee and unarmed damage by 20%, but power attacks are meaningless, so they are just like a regular attack. I like the trade-off here for a more consistent damage buff. Shit's going down in this place, I've got to get out of here. Whoa, free merch. Much like how there is a British and American version of The Office, we also have the Anglo Attaboy instead of the Pip-Boy. Yeah, kinda look like an electrician.
I doubt you'll make it far, someone such as yourself.
I'm all for giving one a sporting chance. I've unlocked the doors. Go.
Thanks to poor infrastructure upkeep, it appears we have crashed, and by some manner of miracle, we have remained largely unscathed.
Well, if it isn't the lad.
This is Sebastian Gaunt, leader of the Vagrants gang. He gives me the London Life starter pack and sends me on the way to Thameshaven to find out about the lab I broke out from, thanks to his and his gang's antics. Time to level up, and you'll notice that the perks list has been somewhat reworked. Like Fallout 4, we still have the ability to level each special stat at will, but you'll also notice that we have more than just the 10 perks related to each special stat, and things like Sneering Imperialist and Cannibal exist as extra miscellaneous perks that you can get. And I'm all for this. I love big lists of perks, and not every single one is going to correlate perfectly to a special stat. There's plenty of perks you'll remember from Fallout 4, but there have been some changes, such as the level 10 Pain Train perk being replaced with Slayer, a returning perk from the older games, one that offers 25% increased attack speed for melee and unarmed at rank 1. We're gonna grab that one straight away. While we don't have a sword yet, this Balisong knife is going to be our Excalibur for the time being. We drop some hooligans and come across stray dogs attacking a good old purebred English bulldog. Some mad bastard's been selectively breeding these min-maxed puppies with high stats in chonk and low stats in breathing, clearly the optimal creature for wasteland survival. This bloke says I can have his dog if I want. We take Churchill off to find Thameshaven. I ask this soldier guy if he knows where to get a good lamb korma. He says no, why'd you ask me? I reply, well, I don't know, I just thought you'd know. He mentions this Thameshaven place is on lockdown. Gonna have to sneak in the back door. Good thing I'm not afraid of a little mess because this place is plenty wrecked and improperly moist. I grab the Blitz perk at level 3 so I can get through this place quickly, shooting from Radshrew to Leechling to... Yikes. That's a person, alright.
I see. We didn't expect anyone to come through that way. Most of the station back there is caved in on itself. What brought you to Thameshaven, outsider?
Oh my god, I can't listen to these people cough!
I hate to hold this information ransom, but we're desperate. Help us out, and I'll tell you who we got them from.
Clear your throat, please, I'm begging you. I get blackmailed into helping the Baron of Bikini Bottom, cut myself through a few leech links and find the
You came to
ferryman.
my rescue. I'm guessing you're a friend. Oh, I did wonder how long they'd leave me to fend for myself. Oh, I need to recover.
I can't listen to these people without needing to take a deep breath myself. It's just...
Take this.
I stab some more leechlings, and dude, no wonder they can't breathe. They probably hotbox the shit out of these tunnels.
Smoke weed every day.
I press on and heroically seal the tunnel breach, and now look at this place. Thameshaven is pretty damn cool. I love the idea, love the creativity, hate how I feel like I can't breathe while listening to these guys. Hey Doc, you wouldn't happen to have a ventilator for me, would you? No? Well, I guess you can fix my spine instead.
This will be interesting.
Cheers, bruv. The ferryman gives me a lead on this Archie fellow I'm looking for. I track him down and find that he's hiding out in this plane. As a quick side note, there's no way I can squish all of a Fallout London experience into this one video. It's a huge game, a very impressive effort, and the Camelot stuff, which I'm aiming for, comes much later on. So I'm going to condense the early experience a lot so we can get to the sword swinging.
Not her fault. She's not like the others. Kicked me out of Thameshaven, they did.
Wait a minute.
Whoa! Is that blackface, dude?
Archie gives me a gun, tells me about this lab he escaped from. I catch a boat, shoot some hooligans, cross a bridge, kill some beefeater cannibals, find a lab, have a 1v1 with a super clone experiment, and I promise to take the kid to Sanctuary.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid Sanctuary is closed at this time. I'm afraid no one can enter Sanctuary at the moment. Once this is all over, we'll let you inside.
Gotta kill some English hooligans for the Frenchman. Not a good look for an Anglo-Saxon such as myself, but I've gotta do it for the kid. Mission accomplished. The bishop is a ghoul. He sends me off to find another ghoul. I go for a nice little walk by the prettiest river in the world, and finally get to the Syndicate, keeping Lazarus hostage.
What do you want? Oh shit, mate.
I do love the return of dialogue checks for other stats, and there are heaps of them in this game. Thanks to that, I release Lazarus here without a fight. He looks a little chilly, doesn't he? We power off to the Imperial War Museum to talk to the Tommies, who are essentially the military enforcement arm for the gentry of Westminster, the ruling class around here. Anyways, they have a gas mask which we need to get into Islington without dying of the plague. Can't count on this prick to give me an act of charity, can I? Off to the Bank of England to stab Mr. Moneybags, and then back onto the Colonel to collect my due. Into Islington and down underground to fight the creepiest clones and find the lab. We fight our way through this lab, get ourselves into a little timed combat challenge, but successfully navigate the difficulty with my Anglo-Saxon superpowers.
You want answers. I know you do. And you will get them. Let it be known. When we meet at the Palace of Westminster, all will be revealed. But I'm afraid I'll have to leave you once again.
Wow, move over New Vegas. Westminster is basically a fully fledged preservation of pre-war society. Well, on the surface at least, but man, there are cars and a functioning subway, or should I say, the tube, even a techno Buckingham Palace. Jeez, even a parliament.
Or you might be able to make use of. A parliament they have to let you in if a representative from each tithe-paying London borough signs your petition.
Well, guess we better get busy on those signatures. First up, let's get a breath of fresh air and head to the southern bounds of the city. I casually come across some canyon-dwelling cultists and give them a little London lay down and steal their robes. Fresh as. Oh, here's trouble.
Hey there, mate. Lovely day for a walkabout, eh? If you could go and clear out whatever aggro occupying the radar so the traders can deliver my supplies, I'd be mighty grateful.
Mate, I have no idea how this guy pulled some reverse First Fleet in the post-apocalypse, but I'm not going to complain seeing an Aussie in Fallout. I agree to the noble quest of helping this Australian in distress gain access to beer and pornography, but first I've got to get a signature from this Chief Roach.
Of course. Please, don't hurt me.
I do love a shortcut. I kill a few hooligans for this Australian bloke,
Ha! You absolute beauty, mate.
and then I go on a little wander in the woods and first gaze upon the glory that is Camelot. I'm a sucker for factions like this, post-apocalyptic LARPers like Caesar's Legion. It's just such a cool vibe. It's what I'd be doing in the apocalypse. Except this time, it looks like I won't have to be complicit with a slaving empire in order to look cool. Oh, and man, they actually have bows and flags. So damn cool. Though I can't get inside yet, seems like a later thing. Don't worry, one day the Knights of the Round Table will accept me. So I cut out a bunch of me going from borough to get signatures for this Parliament Act thingy, because I'm sure that by now you're going to want to see some actual knight stuff happen. Also, I don't really want to spoil any of the big reveals, so I'm going through the game without touching on those bits and pieces. You know, you'll see. I return to Parliament, step inside a telephone box, get imprisoned, escape, talk to another dude, and agree to engage in some terrorism. All superfluous details. But look, here I'm at a cool little Ren fair, and citizens of Camelot have come to put on a show for the gentry. Looking sharp, gents. Well, since this fella isn't going to be using his armor anymore, why shouldn't I just take it and put it to good use? And yes, he even has a longsword. Time to finally put the knife away, grow up, and take on a life of chivalry. We return to Camelot.
Respects to you. Your exploits are known here. Have you come to join us?
Now this is really cool. I love the concept. The place even has a dragon bat signal going on. Oh, yes, I can hear you, I get it, it's a wyvern. Technically...
Fight. Such is the custom of Dueler's Ditch, but not to the death. Do not spill the blood of your compatriots.
What just happened? Please guys, tell me what I did wrong. Right, so I figured out what I did after loading back and messing around. I was standing there, and I guess that made the game think that I was interfering in the fight maybe? I don't know, but it's all good now.
Yes, I had similar thoughts. Freedom of choice is important to many of my people. I have to refrain from exercising power whenever possible, even if I want to. I have only the authority my people have given me. They trust in the end, when Westminster falls, that democracy will take its place. Good. You could be the missing piece. I'm relieved Lancelot sent you to me. Merlin would have you running the beep test.
So for our first bout of questing, we won't be slaying dragons or bringing bandits to justice. Rather, I get to do my favorite kind of mission. I love investigation quests so much. Here we have the Baileys, the Woodcutters, and the Fletchers, the Hunters. Families feuding over the partial burning of the forest. Each side blames the other, but after some thorough questioning and Sherlock-like deducing, we figure out that it was actually a far more innocent accident than what was first thought. I'll be honest, this build wasn't capital P planned as the Unarmed God or Space Marine playthroughs were, and it being my first time with Fallout London, I was kinda just going freestyle with a general idea. I spent perk points bumping up my endurance to 9 and to get that beefiness, plus better sprint duration, and I also grabbed ranks of the Chariot of Fire perk, each rank of which decreases the AP cost for sprinting by 25%. As you can see here, rank 2 is 50%, and with high endurance and agility, plus this, sprinting rarely comes with opportunity cost, which is great as a melee character who needs to close the distance. Between that and Blitz, we have so much maneuverability. Outside of that, it's pretty much the regular stacks of big leagues for melee damage, Action Boy for AP regen, as well as Armorer and Blacksmith for crafting. Anyways, moving on, I experimented with a few of the companions, Churchill and Mountbatten, but I found this strange robot in Camelot who can't speak. But he handed me his calling card, Pendragon. Base name, I could use a squire. Let's team up.
I've been in conversation with a strange tribe based in Brixton, and they are not happy with how these devious Tommies have been treating them.
Well, we shall be returning to Brixton to liberate the tribals from the Tommies, but at first I gave myself a little cleanup. I look less scraggy now, a look befitting a knight of the realm. We arrive at Brixton, speak to the chief, and begin our quest to annoy the shit out of the Tommies until they turn tail and pack up their occupation. I engage in such knightly activities, including spreading gossip, graffitiing walls, and putting laxatives in the food supply. Major Sneed is on the breaking point. Chief Roach gives us a cap to play Robin Hood. Hell yeah! Well, we find the stalled cargo of Major Sneed and perform a bloodless highway robbery. Major Sneed chimps out, leaves, and Chief Roach is more than happy to be under the protection of Camelot.
Good pay for good work. Hurry on back to Merlin.
From this day forth, shall hold the rank of knight. May you honor it well in these coming endeavors.
I am officially a Knight of Camelot. Huzzah! Oh, and there's another Gawain apparently. I probably should have anticipated this when naming my character, but you know, oh well. Let's go meet her and help her out with this outpost full of hooligans. I go for a wander in the woods on the way to Gawain, and Pendragon and I get attacked by some beef eaters. I also give the bow a whirl, pretty damn cool, but my character isn't really built for it, but you could absolutely make an awesome Robin Hood style archery character built around the bow, and there are plenty of arrow types, even things like nuclear arrows, which is very cool. We meet Gawain and have a few words with the troops, slay some more cannibals, and enlist the help of the Baileys and Fletchers for supplies. I enter a sewer in search of some heavy weapons, and I find myself face to face with a Raja. Easy killings. Then in the dead of night, collectively we lead an assault on the outpost hooligans. Done and dusted, it's time to get on back to Camelot, and god damn, what a cool library.
There's been an explosion at Charing Cross station.
This could be a blessing.
Eastminster's already fingered a culprit. Us.
Us? I didn't authorize a strike on Charing Cross.
They're saying they've already pinned down the two knights responsible.
I hate to ask more of you so soon, but I don't have anyone else I can spare. Will you look into it?
Let's go and see what really went down. We meet the bloke from before who gave us a gas mask, and we investigate the tunnels. We follow the trail and slay a Raja, and as we emerge, we find Tristan and Isolde. There is a ton of blood flooding from my body.
'Tis but a scratch. A scratch? Your arm's off. No, it isn't. Well, what's that then?
Okay, well, turns out the Fifth Column, a populist movement of fascists who seek to tear down the establishment and rebuild an empire from the ashes, has kidnapped Tristan's family. Blackmail, is it? How about I give you knaves the what for?
Heck. Comrades!
Oh, hi, Mark.
The Fifth Column apparently knows all the real names of the Round Table. This is dangerous information. We free the family of Tristan, collect the resignation of these two knights, and head on back to Camelot.
Our people in Eastminster aren't responding.
Do we fear the worst?
This signature saddens me more than anything I could have expected, but I respect his decision. Let me see that.
A spy in Camelot? It can't be. I would have...
They know our names. Our true names. I, Arthur, do hereby offer you a seat at my table. And while I may be the first among equals, here your voice will carry the weight and power equal to any other knight. As you accept this honor, I rechristen you with your heraldic name, Gaheris.
I am now not only a mere knight, but a heralded knight of the Round Table of Camelot. I, Gawain, can't have that name because it's taken, so instead I've been given the name Gaheris. Well, Gaheris is the brother of Gawain, so close enough I suppose. I'll take it.
Speak.
It's the Tommies. From all sides, they're everywhere. Everywhere!
How did you not hear of this?
These Tommy bastards believe they can best the Knights of Camelot. We shall assemble and defend our brethren. To arms! Holy shit, I didn't realize the mutated horses bite. They're savage as.
Harris, clear the keep. Find our little radio fiend.
Going then! You'll never escape!
Better Took you long enough.
Ease your arms, my people, and know that those who did not join us today will forever curse themselves for not standing by our side.
I did my duty.
Never surrender.
Okay, the battle is won, and now it's time to get to the bottom of this spy business. We need to find out who is feeding the information. I won't linger too much on this little back and forth hunting of a spy thing, but we find out who it is and who's been feeding information to the fifth column.
Gaheris, I need you to broker peace with the Tommies.
Guess it's time to make peace with the Tommies, and we can focus on our bigger enemies at Westminster.
You think you can swing your toy swords around and play the gallant hero? Some legendary knights propped up by a fairy tale.
Oh my god, blah 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 blah. General Asquith is dead. Tommy's had a spy of their own. Let's move it along. Kiss and make up, folks. Somebody get me a sword. Today we take the Tower of London. We cut through swaths of filthy cannibals at the tower, and to be honest, this is all pretty sick. I think these beefeaters are a really cool enemy faction. We slay the Raven Master and claim the keep for our own. Witch Doctor build, anyone? Now we are set up with a forward base, time to take out the fifth column before we press further into the heart of London.
Mr. Bridge, with additional forces occupying Eastminster. It will take us a week at least to make preparations, so you're free to tie up any loose ends while you can.
7 days, huh? I can wait. I spend a little time doing some leveling, some side stuff, and of course, polishing my armor for the final fight. Alas, look at me in all my glory. Gaheris, a heralded knight of Camelot, completely prepared for the assault on Westminster. Tally-ho!
Arthur, true to his word, began the process of establishing a true representative democracy. For better or worse, the fate of London would be tied to the will of the people. The Wayfarer, remembered as Gaheris, in the new legend of the Round Table, was honored for generations to come, not as an individual, but as a part of something greater.
Sir Boris, finest swordsman in the world,